Hello students, as you know in the last lecture of maths, we were doing the second chapter, that is multiplication and division of integers, right? According to me, you must be revising at home and practicing all the sums which we are doing here in the lectures, and that will be more beneficial for you. So students, open your notebooks and you have to do the sums with me for a better understanding. Otherwise, you will have to suffer if you finish the lecture and then try to solve the sum. So now students, we have finished with multiplication of integers and I had explained to you some part of division of integers. Only the exercise part was remaining, the sums of the exercise. That is the last page number 14 of the textbook. I think everyone of you must have opened your textbook for the maths lecture. Students, we are going to start practice at number 9. There are odd division of integer sums. See now, in that, sum number 1 is, we are doing a chapter number 2. Multiplication and division of integers. This last part is very important, so you have to pay very straight attention and focus on the sums. We are doing practice set number 9 sums. That is related to division of integers. Everyone knows how a simple division is done. For example, now, if you are given 40 divided by 10, this is a simple example, not from the exercise. 40 divided by 10, how you solve if you are given? You write 40 upon 10. Division sign means upon sign. 40 upon 10, what we do, we reduce it to lowest term. We divide it by the same number. We divide it by the same number. The question number is to be divided by some same number. So we get the answer as 10 for the 40, 10 1 the 10. That becomes 4. So we get the answer as 4 for 40 divided by 10. So we can write this if you want to write in direct format. 40 divided by 10 equals to 4. Everyone knows this type of division. This is a simple division which we do till now. That is till 6th standard we have done in this form. Now what to do for integers? Again I tell you, integer means positive numbers, negative numbers plus 0. Three things together form group of integers. Now students, the first sum of the exercise is minus 96 divided by 16. So if you forget about the sign, students, we have seen in the last lecture, if one number is minus, division sign is there between, one number is plus, the sign for the answer comes as minus because negative and positive. In the answer, the sign should be negative. I'll just give you a reminder. Minus multiplied by minus equal to plus. Minus divided by minus also equals to plus. That is the same signs are there. For both the question numbers, the answer may sign will come plus and plus, that is positive. I just take a short revision. If plus number multiplied by plus number, answer may sign will come plus. Minus number divided by plus number divided by plus number, in the answer you get plus. That is the same signs in the question, answer may everywhere plus 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 should come. If in the question there are different signs, one is minus, one is plus, answer may become negative sign. If one is plus, one is minus, answer may become negative sign. It is the same for multiplication, division. Multiplication, division. It is same everywhere. Whether there will be multiplication, there also the sign will be the same. So what is minus 96 divided by 16? One number is negative, one number is positive. There is no sign means there is positive sign. I write in this way. 16 is having no sign means 16 is having positive sign. If we divide, for this you should know the tables first. For every division, tables are very compulsory. I think in the lockdown you have had a lot of time. In that you must have learned tables. Tables are very important, at least till 20 to 25. For 7th standard, tables are to be learned. This is your homework. 2 to 25 tables are compulsory to be learned at least till 7th standard. You have to learn tables from 2 to 25. Those who have done, that is well and good. Those who have not done, please try to learn tables. Daily you can learn one table so that the sum solving will be easy for you. Now see, division is, we have to read table. This is our question. Minus 96 plus 16. With which number should I divide these numbers? I have to divide these two numbers by the same numbers. I can't divide this by 2 and this by 3. This by 10 and this by 20. I have to do the division with the same number. Now I am doing the sum for 7 standard. So I have to divide by a bigger number, not by 2. If I divide by, suppose both of these numbers can be divided by, both goes by 16 directly. 16 के टेबल में 96 आता है. If you say 16 table, for that you should know the tables. 16 के टेबल में 96 आता है. So we are dividing 96 by 16 and 16 also by 16. So we get 16, 6 the 96 minus 9. I have here in the question that I have to carry here in the answer also. Here I have plus sign. So here I will write plus sign only with the answer. 16 1 the 16. Any number divided by same number equals to 1. 10 divided by 10, I get 1. 100 divided by 100, I get 1. This everyone knows. Same number divided by itself, the answer is 1. So 16 divided by 16, same number is being divided by the same number, I get the answer as 1. But 1 has no value in the denominator. So the answer is only what you get in the numerator. So my answer is minus 6. So what we understand from this? One integer was negative in the question, one integer is positive in the question. Then the answer I will get the answer in negative form only after doing division. Why did I get plus 6? Because according to the rules are given in the textbook in the blue box. According to the rule, negative integer divided by positive integer, both the signs are different. Signs are opposite, minus and plus. I get minus sign in the answer. If the signs are same, then only I get plus sign in the answer. If the signs are plus plus or minus minus, then in the answer I get plus signs. Now we go to the next question of the exercise. Next question is, I think, 98 and 28. But look at the signs. 98 divided by minus 28. Division means upon. That means 98 upon minus 28. This they have given in the question. So what is to be done, students? Both of these goes in which table, that we have to check. Suppose both of these you can, if you don't understand like this, one method to find out is prime factor method, which we have studied in 6th standard. If we don't know the table, in which table both of these will go. This is the method to find out. In the rough column, you know, in math, each and every book has a rough column when you start solving. How to find out the prime factors? 2 4s are 8. 1 is remaining, 8 is remaining. 2 9s are 18. That is, I divide 98 by 2. 2 4s are 8. Here the number is 9. So 1 is remaining and 8 will go as it is. So 18. So 18 is remaining, I get 2 9s are 18. Now 49 goes, everyone knows. 7 7s are 49. 7 and 1. So here I don't know, I can write 2 into 7 into 7 upon. Here there is no sign, means there is plus sign, so no sign will come here. Now I am on for 28. Same like this, is called as prime factor method, which I hope everyone knows. This is prime factor method for finding out the factors of the number. So this also will go by 2. 2 1 the 2, 2 4 the 8. This also will go into table. 2 7 the 14. 7 and 1. So these are the factors of 28. This was the factors of 98. So what are the factors? 2 into 7. How did I do this? Everyone must have understood. I have written the question number 98. Then I started with 2 tables. Yes, 98 comes in 2 tables because last number is 8 which comes in 2 tables. That means 98 also comes in 2 tables. 2 4s are 8. I start with the first number 9. 9 is my first number. So I do 2 4s are 8. 1 is remaining and here 8 goes up. So it becomes 18. The number becomes 18. 18 means 2 9s are 18. So my number became 98 tha pehle, then it became 49. Now 49 doesn't go in 2 table, doesn't go in 3 table. 49 directly comes in 7 table. So 7 7 is 49. So this 7 has no factors after this. This is the last factor. 7 1 is 7. So I write 7 1 is 7. All of you must have understood this. 28 ka b 2, 14 ka 28, 2 7 ka 14. 7 will come here. So, but here I have missed out this minus sign. So I have to give that minus sign in the starting, students. Or else I can give minus sign at last writing minus 1. Anyhow, anywhere you write minus sign, it is okay. You write either here, either here, either here, or write it separately. Now these are the factors. Now which are the same numbers in the numerator and the denominator? You have to cut out that numbers. 2 cut because they are the same. 7 and 7 because they are the same numbers in the numerator and denominator. That are called as common numbers. Now remaining in the numerator is 7. Remaining in the denominator is 2 and minus 1. 2 multiplied by minus 1. That means, students, if you are solving with me, along with me in your book, that is very good. That is better for your understanding. Now what is remaining, students? From numerator, my 7 is remaining. From denominator, my 2 multiplied by minus 1 is remaining. That becomes 7 upon minus 2. But while writing the final answer, the rule of mathematics is minus sign is never given in the denominator. Always in the final answer, in the last answer, this is the last answer. Minus sign should always be seen in the numerator. So it becomes minus 7 upon 2. This minus sign is shifted to the numerator. You can write it like this or like this. Minus 7 upon 2. Common sign you can do. Both are correct. Minus sign from the denominator has gone to the numerator. They are given here. How it went? Because we are dividing it by, here there is minus sign, it goes up. You can write it here with 7 or you can write it in the center. Minus 7 upon 2. This was the second example. Now let me take one more example. Suppose example number 6. 150 and 125. I take example 6 from the textbook. That is 150. I am solving this sums for you from the textbook. That is minus 150 according to the textbook. Divided by minus 25. Now students, both the numbers in this question are negative integers. Both are negative as you all can see. Now what is to be done if both the integers are negative? Now see, what is to be done? If there is minus, there is minus. Both the integers are negative. How we write? We write it as 150 upon 25. With minus sign, both of them are carried. Minus 150 upon minus 25. Now minus sign divided by minus sign. The signs are same, so they get cancelled. That means you can cancel it by writing here also. Minus 1, minus 1. Students, see how they have done? I took it outside. Then 150 means, now here is 25. Now try to take, this is the bigger number. Try to take this factor in which 25 number should come in the numerator, because 25 is a smaller number. Now according to you, 150 equals to, it comes in 25 table, yes, 25, 6 the 150. Am I right? Yes, 25, 6 the 150 we know. You have to use a rough column as I told you. Now 150 we have, 150 after 25 के table में yes 25 6 so you can write here 25 multiplied by 6 and here you can write only 25 as it is. Minus sign only separated out. Minus 1, 150 we had made it into factors. 150 equals to 25 into 6. You can do it this way or in the factor method which I showed you in the previous sum. 25 into 6 upon 25. Now in the numerator and the denominator you have to observe which are the same numbers, which are the common numbers. Here is minus 1 cancelled, here is minus 1 cancelled because they are exactly same. 25 and 25 are the same number, they get cancelled. So remaining number is only 6. This plus 6 are 6. So our answer is only 6. You can do this in any method, you get the answer as 6. Do it in prime factor method have no problem which I showed you in the previous sum. Prime factors you can take out. Prime factor, if you take prime factor of 150, you start with 2. Because in the end 0 is there. In the end 0, 2, 4, 6, 8 is there, means that number goes in 2 table. So now I start dividing 150 by 2. 2 7 is the 14, 1 and 0 is remaining. That means 2 5 is 10. Now my next number is 75 to be divided. It doesn't go in 2 table. Does it go in 3 table? No. Okay, it goes in 3 table. 3 2 is 6. 1 and 5 is remaining. 3 5 is 15. Yes, 75 is divisible by 3. 3 25 is 75. Now what is the next number? 25 doesn't go in 2 table, it goes in 3 table, no. 4 table, no. 5 table is goes. 25, 5 is 25. 5 and 1. This is called as the prime factor method, again I am telling you. So what are the factors of 150? Factors are all this, the very first column, all these numbers. 150 equals to 2 into 3 into 5 into 5. These are the factors of 150. So we are going to solve the sum 150 upon 25 using prime factor method. How can you do? You can write these factors here down. 2 into 3 into 5 into 5. What have we done? We have broken this 150 into factor form, into smaller numbers. 25 means 5 into 5 is 25. 5 is 25, simple. As we have done like this, if we do for 25, we directly get 5 is 25. So we get 5 and 1. That is 5 into 5. 5 and 5, 5 and 5. They are the common numbers, they get cancelled. Remaining is 2 and 3. These two numbers are remaining. 2 into 3 is 6. That means 150 upon 25, we get the answer as 6. This is to be done by your after learning the table. That will be very easy for you for solving. If you are perfect with your tables. Now students, I hope you must have understood this type of sums. Now we come to question number 2. Write 3 division of integers such that the fractional form of each will be 24 upon 5. I am solving practice set 9, question number 2 for you. Write 3 division of integers such that fractional form of each will be 24 upon 5. Now see students, fractional form should be 24 upon 5. This is the answer which we should get. So, this is a new type of question for you. How to do this is question number 2 from your textbook. They are asking you, solve a sum in such a way, take big numbers and divide them in such a way that you get the answer as 24 upon 5. They are asking you for 3 such numbers where you get the answer as 24 upon 5. 3 numbers we want. First number which we should get 24 upon 5. Second number where we should get 24 upon 5. Third number where we should get 24 upon 5 as the answer. Now I tell you example for solving this type of sum. What is the way to solve this type of sum? If I want the answer 2 upon 3 suppose. Instead of 24 upon 5, forget this exercise sum. Come to this example sum and understand first. If I want fractional form as 2 upon 3, how should I solve? Now if I take 20 upon 30 as a number, I have been given to find out 2 upon 3 as the answer. So I should take a number where I get the answer after division as 2 upon 3. So what I should do is, I should take 2 numbers, numerator and denominator, such that when we go on dividing, at last we get the answer 2 upon 3. So according to me, if I have taken 20 upon 30, and I divide them by a same number. So, yes. Now 10 2s are 20 and 10 3s are 30. After taking 20 upon 30 and dividing it, did I get the answer 2 upon 3? Yes. I got the answer 2 upon 3. So the first number is, 3 division of integers. So first division of integer is 20 upon 30. Now let me find one more where I get 2 upon 3. Now suppose if I take 60 upon 90. Suppose this is my number. If I divide 60 by 20 and 90 by 20, 60 by 30, sorry, and 90 by 30, I get 30 to the 60, 33 the 90. Again, I was asked to get number where I get the answer 2 upon 3. So my second number is 60 upon 90. Yes, when after dividing I get the answer 2 upon 3. Now suppose my one more number is 12 upon 18. If I divide it by 6, so I get the answer 6 to the 12, 6 3 the 18. Yes, I am getting 2 upon 3 when I take a division of integer 12 upon 18. So 12 upon 18 is my third division of integer. So students, you must have understood from this example. You are given the answer 24 upon 5, 24 upon 5, 24 upon 5. When I have taken the example, I wanted 2 upon 3, 2 upon 3, 2 upon 3. I have taken a smaller number for you so that you understand it better. I want 2 upon 3. I have to take two such numbers. When I divide them by a certain number, both of them, I get the answer 2 upon 3. So I have taken 20 upon 30, I have taken 60 upon 90, I have taken 12 upon 18. You can take any other division of integers, but you should get the answer 2 upon 3, 2 upon 3, 2 upon 3. So here my answer is the 3 division of integers whose fractional form is 2 upon 3 is 20 upon 30, 60 upon 90 and 12 upon 18. Similarly, in this way we have to solve this exercise sum. See students, now to get 24 upon 5, we can take 120 upon 25. See, if I divide it by 5, if I divide 25 by 5, what I get the answer? I get the answer as 5 to the 10 and 2 0 is remaining. So 5 4 the 20 and 5 5 the 25. I got 24 upon 5 as the fractional form. I have taken first division of integer as 120 upon 25. Now if I take, suppose if I take one more set as 240 upon 50. Suppose I take 240 upon 50. For example, I can take minus also in both the sets. I can take minus. So I get minus 1 I separate out. That will be easy for cancellation. Then I take positive. Now it became positive because I have taken minus sign as separate. I have to divide this by, to get, I can divide by 10. So after dividing both the numbers by 10, I get 10, 24 the 240 and 10 5 the 50. So the number becomes 24 upon 5. Now your homework is to find out the third division of integer to get 24 upon 5. I think you can work it out. Now only you will take only 2 minutes if you have understood this example. You can take any two numbers, divide them. But the two numbers should be such that the answer should be 24 upon 5. Now it is up to you what numbers you take, find out and write down. So this was how to solve question number 2. So question number 2, question number 3, I think are the same. And question number 4 is an activity question. The fish in the pond below carry some numbers. Choose any 4 pairs and carry out 4 multiplication with those numbers. Now choose 4 other pairs and carry out division with these numbers. They have given a lot of numbers. They have given many fishes here. Inside the fishes they have written some numbers. The numbers are positive as well as negative. You have to work out on two numbers from that. You have to make group of two numbers and work out on it according to your and find out the answer. That is an activity type question. Okay students, I hope you must have understood this lesson. It is a very short lesson but very important lesson. It was about multiplication and division of integers. So I request you to please solve practice set number 8 all the sums and practice set number 9 all the sums in your book, so that it is very clear for you. Don't wait for anyone for any school days to start. We don't know when it is going to start and all. So it is your duty, your work to complete all the sums taught to you. Sit at home and seriously complete it. And please try to learn tables from 2 to 25 for solving these sums. That will be easy for you. Now in the next lecture, students, we will start our third chapter, that is HCF LCM. For this lesson, again you should know tables very perfectly. For the next lecture, HCF LCM, so you should know the full form of HCF also, LCM also, which we have done in 6th standard. I think everyone remembers. And so I finish my lecture here because my time is up, and I start the third chapter in the next lecture. Thank you, students. Thank you so much. Your homework is practice set number 8 and practice set number 9 to solve in your book. And also practice lesson number 1, that is geometrical construction, so that you understand everything easily at home, sitting at home. Thank you so much, students.